It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. The show is called The Legends. I want to thank everybody that's absolutely subscribes to my show, listen to my show, and support me. On my show today is going to be something a little bit different. I met a brother that has like a testimony, and his testimony is real, and he wants to share it with the world. You know, he wants to talk about where actually he came from and actually where he's going, and also inspire. So, on the show of the legends, I give you Jarmain Merrit.
Salute.
What's going on, dude?
What's going on with your blessings?
Man, welcome to the legends.
Oh, thank you very much.
A little bit about you. Where you based from?
Chicago.
Okay, and stuff. And matter of fact, the artists that just actually performed, they are from Chicago, and one of them just flew from Chicago. So
Yes.
let's talk about you in the beginning, man, because you have such a way about you that you really want people to know where you really came from, and and talk about some of the experiences you went through, and you want to be able to say to somebody, well, listen, I went through this, and I know that you can go through it, just like I went through it, and life would just be okay. So let's talk about the beginning for you, man.
Well, we moved from Arkansas to Chicago in 1979.
Okay.
So coming up to Chicago, three brothers, wild environment, little country guys. We adapted to our environment, and we adapted pretty well. I met Don in 1979 in kindergarten, right? And we've been buddies ever since. Never had a problem, never had an incident, right? But, in our environment, you'd be eating alive or be part of the problem. So we chose to be part of the problem, despite we grew up in a nice household, two-parent household, medium income, father and mother showing us the right direction, going to church,
Right.
in Catholic school, etc. We chose this path that we chose. Unfortunately, with that path came incarceration and near-death experiences, countless times.
Right.
So I was going back and forth into the ID home, juvenile detention centers, got my grammar school diploma in the office with the police and the teacher. I couldn't walk across stage.
Wow.
Went to high school, stayed in high school like 3 months, got into some shooting, went to the ID home, juvenile detention, back and forth in there for a few years, never went to high school. Then did ultimately 19 years in prison
Okay.
from 1997 to 2016. So during the time in prison, my mindset was, I was at a point with no return. I didn't ever think I'd make it out. I was more so aggressive, overly aggressive at everyone because I was locked up and detained under actual innocence. So speaking of karma, Don, I salute that. And that song, karma, it struck me. And I was locked up for something I didn't do. So my bitterness, every morning I woke up, I was mad and upset for something I didn't do. I started channeling that energy in a different direction because I'm saying I'm a God-fearing man, but how you a God-fearing man and you questioning him? So I realized, you in this gang culture and you guys questioning you about certain decisions you made, and they dealing with the consequences behind that, right? So I'm saying now you want to discipline them, but you questioning God. So now you contradictory. So this is after 10 years of my incarceration. So now I'm like,
Right.
okay, then you know what? Let me change my mindset because, I believe in God, right? And I believe in not questioning, what didn't happen and things of that nature. So I stopped questioning God. The next 9 years went smoothly, right? And during that time, I bought into an individual from my community that was out there changing the norm in our environment. So I'm just thinking it was called Ceasefire, a program called Ceasefire. And I just thought it wasn't relevant and wasn't doing nothing, but I'm talking to the actual individuals that it's impacting. I'm knowing if Group A and Group B got into it and he resolved this without Group A and Group B killing each other, 5 or 6 people being killed, then this is something powerful, right? So I started practicing it, volunteering for the program while I was in jail. I came home with that same mindset, opposed to going to the streets, something I'm used to, knowing that was gonna get me back reincarcerated. I tried something differently, right? I'm 51 right now. July 26th, I'll be 51. So when I came home, I was like 43 or so. So I'm sitting back knowing like, I done tried this already. I'm knowing if I go this way, I'll be killed or locked up in 2-3 months. So if I go this route and get a work ethic and change the norm and change people, places, and things, let me see what I'm gonna get.
Right.
So that's what I did. I continued to do that. I volunteered for this organization called Cure Violence Global. Then came on as a consultant, then came on as a teacher's aide, TA, implementation specialist, where I went around the world implementing the model. That was great. And I got and walked out on faith and said, I got to believe in myself, right? And I started my own nonprofit organization called No Brothers Left Behind, right?
Okay.
That I brought to my community because I got tired of going back and forth out of town, coming back to Chicago, and there wasn't a violence prevention program there that I had my hands in, right? By me being an implementation specialist, I'm also a certification site specialist. So I went around the world certifying cure violence sites to make sure that you're up to par. So I wanted to bring that to Chicago, and I'm in the process of doing that and seeking out grants for that right now.
Right.
But it just opened so many doors for me and changing the narrative and giving back to my community. And to this date, I've been home almost 8 years. I done purchased my mother a house. I done bought me a building. I got 3 LLCs and 2 nonprofit organizations, right?
Okay.
And all this comes from changing my mindset,
Right,
and God
right.
is good. So what brought me up here to Brooklyn, I do contracts around the world as, consulting work, and Project Echo has just recently contracted me, right? So I'm up here now. And it's just great, changing the norm in your environment and showing these little brothers, like, it's individuals like us that did come from these communities that we, don't too many people know about, right? But just to showcase us and show, like, hey, we can do this, right? I'm not nobody special. Don don't know nobody special, right? But we individuals that can change the narrative in our environment, and I can show you how we did that. Show you how you sit back and built your credit up, right? And how to sit up here and got this building, right? Teach them financial literacy, right? Teach them how to mediate conflicts. Teach them motivational speaking, right? And just show the little brothers different, because that's all they want to do is put down the gun. But if you show me somebody like me that didn't experience what I didn't experience, then I'm gonna be more receptive to them than somebody I'm not familiar with. So we go into target areas, and those target areas, whether it's 10-block radius, east, west, north, or south, we go in those areas and we get those influential individuals who was once part of the violence, right? But then change the narrative, and we train them up on the model and submit them right back into that area, right? Where they furnish enlightenment to the brothers and sisters to change the narrative.
How has your organization impact on them in a sense of, they changing their mindset?
Oh, as well. I mean, you get results with this all around the world.
Okay.
As of currently, the University of Nebraska just partnered up with me. No
Okay.
Brothers Left Behind. And that's a great thing, to have a university partnered up with an individual that then changed his mindset. His name used to be on warrants and police reports, and now I have a nonprofit organization and they partnered up with me. That speaks volumes.
Okay.
So it's just showing these little brothers and sisters, like, you can figure out what you want to be. You can be an employer or employee, but pick your side, right? But one thing for sure and two for certain, that violence is not going to get you there, right? Those drugs is not going to get you there.
Right.
I'm a prime example of that. Now, if you want to throw your life away, then that's understandable, because at that moment you don't care about you. But I penetrate on them. You care about your mama, your auntie. I was at the moments I didn't care about myself, but throw something in their face that they care about, and they're going to think about it, right? And then show them tangible things that they can accomplish in 2 years. Where you see yourself at in 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Help them paint the picture. But if we're not helping our little brothers and sisters paint the picture, that's all they know is what they're used to.
Let me ask you a question, Jarmain. The stem of kids growing up in an environment, what do you feel that actually makes them actually go to that direction? Is because of what they see every day, or just a reflection of people that's actually being profitable with all the money, the cars, and things like that? Do you feel that they actually reflect on that?
Make no mistake about it, right? I used to see the guys around the neighborhood. I was one of the little brothers that used to pay attention to everything. I doctored my name behind the individual I saw in the community that was selling narcotics. That was the big guy. That was smooth, you know what I mean? And I took his name. I adapted that name, you know what I mean? But that's what little kids do, right? But you put somebody in front of them that's admirable, that's honorable, that's doing the right thing. You got a Don, right? You got a Juice, you got a Jarmain Merrit, you got individuals out here that's changing the norm, right? And they still look at us in such a way. That influence that I had when I was in the game in the gang culture, I still got that influence, but it's in a positive way now.
Right.
Because they see I done changed my narrative. They see I'm not running around here with guns. They see I'm not doing all this negativity. They see I'm not out here selling heroin. They see me doing something positive, right? So I can show you how you set you up 501c up, 3 up. I can show you how you set you up a limited liability. I can show you how I got this building, right? I can show you how you get these MOUs, right? And do this type of things, right? And connect the dots. But that negativity is penitentiary or dead.
Okay. Do you feel that a lot of them going through that vicious cycle of being locked up and, you know, like that? And because when you're in there, you have time to think about a lot of things. And you say to yourself, you know, listen, I'm going to make myself different when I come out. But, you know, then when you come out, you end up doing the same thing all over and over again. You know, why do a lot of guys actually get incarcerated and then they come out and they just go through that vicious cycle again? But another question besides that I want to ask is, do you think at the point of your life, when you were young like that, was there a mentor or anybody that you can actually adopt to?
Yeah, we had mentors, but it's like, if I got one mentor and I got 10 influencers over in this direction, what you think I'm gonna pay attention to? I'm gonna pay attention to the 10 influencers over here because I'm young and I'm impressionable,
that's the point I was getting to.
And we don't have enough men and, you know, credible individuals, women that's out here showing these little brothers and sisters like it's a difference, right? That's it. It needs to be more influences that can change the narrative, you know. That's why I salute brothers and sisters that's doing something positive. What was the second part of your question?
The second part of the question was, well, it wasn't relevant to that point because you answered it, you know. How do you feel about the upcoming generation that's coming up right now? Do you feel that they're actually weak in the knees right now because they're looking down at our generation, what's going on right now? And do you feel that they're actually going to prosper?
Make no mistake about it. I wouldn't, you know, it has to be probably, it's more us, it's more individuals out here want to do something positive than there is of those negative individuals in our community.
I want to make a point, man, that especially today, you know, and what I see, you know, and what I see and the resolution of what I'm actually capturing from the generation is that I'm from the old school, but regardless of what we did, we accept God as our Lord and Savior. Where today there's not even lacking that. Spirituality is not even at the peak where it's really supposed to be at right now. Due to the fact of all the political conniptions that's going on right now, kids being not taught to be authoritarians at home, you know, and lacking an amount of respect from, from elders. Just like in the crack days. You got a 7-year-old guy coming and this guy's cop and he's in control. And he's telling you, no, you stand over there. And you go over and do it. You know, well, the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, I'm worried about the next generation to come because the politicians are not giving the upcoming generation anything to actually feed off of, except for negativity. And then it's like when somebody's in the corner, they're trying to fight their way out, but they don't know which way to go.
Right.
Once you out that corner, which way am I going? This way or am I going that way? You know, my question to you is, what do you really feel that's really going to turn this situation around?
What I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And that's the violent prevention.
Okay.
Being in this CMS work, you know, we get all the little brothers, the high-risk little brothers and sisters in the community that's out here allegedly doing whatever they're doing, and we influence these little brothers that don't continue to do what you do, right? And only this influence come from that trust that they done got with us from our communities, right? And that trust come from, they know that, okay, this individual was official, he did this or did that, but now he changed the norm. So for individuals who are of age, I would want my son, my grandson, etc., to be hanging with an individual of substance like you because I'm knowing you didn't change the narrative, right? And you influential, right? So now we get more individuals that's outreach workers, violence interrupters to pay attention to our participants in our community, and we get the right results. Anytime that we come into an area and we get 40% drops in our community within 30 days, the first quarter, second quarter, 40-50% drop in the shootings in the neighborhood, that says a lot. It does. Right?
You know, we're going to take a little break.
Okay.
And we'll be right back with my guest, Jarmain Merrit.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our
Hey Creative Family, my name is Timothy Coleman and I'm the Director of Education here at BronxNet. And I'm standing in BronxNet's Media and Technology Studios in the South Bronx because I want to let you know about an amazing program that we're bringing back that highlights the creativity of community members just like you. Emerging Media Makers is a show that introduces you to BronxNet's certified producers. They've taken a step in their creative journey by enrolling in BronxNet's media training classes. On this show, you'll get to see the many ways that our certified producers have created a space that's all their own. Emerging Media Makers, your passion lives here.
This is Tyrone Lowe, and we're back. The show is called The Legends, and in the House of the Legends, I have Jarmain Merrit. Listen, man, through the years that you was actually incarcerated, did you actually feel that you can actually change? Or was there something in you that really said to yourself, well, this time I'm going to do something different?
Yeah, I was just tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta really want it, you know what I mean? So once you really want it, you can do whatever you want to do. You can put, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. So I realized that I ain't had no more chances, and I want, failure wasn't an option no more.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could work in a penitentiary and get $10 a month, $15 a month cleaning up, I surely can come out here and get $10 an hour, right?
Okay.
So I adapted that. Surely, I'm away from my family now, but the means justify the ending, right? When I was incarcerated and did 19 years away, I didn't have nothing to show for it. I haven't been home 8 years, but my kids, my family is situated, right? And now, not only that, I'm building out my community and the communities abroad, making sure they're situated, right? So my presence is felt all over the world, and that's what it's all about.
When you do things like that, we speak about political things and like that. Have you had any political officials appoint you about what you're doing?
No.
No? I mean, they see that you're doing something positive and they just might want to endorse you to the point of saying, well, listen, we need people like this in the community. To me, man, I'm not going to kid you, man. I mean, with your mentality, what I'm hearing, man, you make a great congressman, man. No, I'm saying it because I'm saying this because you're getting real about yourself, where a lot of people hide behind that, and they don't want nobody to actually to know and they don't want to be revealed at who they are. But still, again, they still want to do what you do, but they don't know. They don't have the know-how. Right. So go ahead and tell them what you think they should do.
I mean, it's just like just do something different with things, right? And not only that, the political arena. I mean, everybody has a focus on this.
Okay.
The kids,
right?
Right. I mean, teenagers, they paying attention. They're seeing all this grievance activity that's going on. I mean, they paying attention to that. So now, if they know in the higher level, imagine what is going down here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now you could talk about who all these the bigger gang chiefs, etc. Right?
Yeah.
But now you just sit back and look at things and how things are being played around the world, and this polarizing moments that's being displayed. And we got to have individuals that stand up there and really tell individuals how they really feel and knowing like how you gonna build a better future for us, right? And look at what they decision making, what they trying to bring to the table. And some of these individuals are not bringing nothing to the table for us overall, right? And I think people really not take a look at that more.
Your staff that you actually deal with, were they actually chosen and picked by hand, or are they people that was actually they were actually in the same position you were?
No, well, you got to have a diverse group of individuals.
Yeah, well, I mean
some of them
that
is
point,
incarcerated,
yes.
Some of them hasn't been incarcerated,
Right,
but they
right,
really
okay.
have been affected by it because their close family was incarcerated,
Okay.
so they felt it as well.
Okay.
So they had empathy to, violence prevention. it's something that you really have to be chosen for, right?
Right, okay.
And it's a great opportunity, man, because it's therapeutic for me because I'm able to get back to my brothers and sisters, merge with my brothers and sisters, so still able to sharpen steel and bring about a better tomorrow. Because all our mindset is giving back to our community.
Right.
You know, I put my life on the line with this.
Right.
This ain't, you know, I go into the roughest
I hear you,
communities.
bro.
And as Don say, he came up here by himself on the plane. I've been up here by myself for almost a year now, right? And making pathways and changing the norm, right? And got that influence to sit back and ask these brothers and sisters to not react on this. And that influence goes a long way because now you're able to sit back and pass it on this generation, that generation able to pass on to the next little brother, right? Because you're giving them new information they didn't have before.
Right.
I didn't have this information before. So once I saw it, I was skeptical, but once I saw the results of it, I'm like, well, you know, I've been doing it all along. So they just gave me the tools to show that here go an advanced way that you could do it and professionalize it, right? So that's what got me doing things all around the world in relations to violence prevention.
Are you just doing people of color, or you're just actually
Everyone.
your nation, you know?
Yes,
stuff?
everyone.
And that's kind of cool, man. You know, that you're targeting people, just not for their color, but also for their characteristics, and that's real cool.
No question.
You know, where do you see yourself at least 5 years from now as far as progression? What, you know, paint that picture for me, man.
That's a good question, and I done asked about 5 or 6 individuals, you know, within the last week or so, where they see themselves at in 5 to 3 years from now. I'm doing some interviews, right?
Right.
But now to have that turned on me, I see myself 5 or 6 years from now, you know, having my own TV station, right? Broadcasting, doing things that hasn't been more so broadcasted. You know what I mean? It's a lot of brothers and sisters. I salute that brother Don. He making his own way, right? His own genre. You know what I mean? To see him come from the bottom. It ain't like this no individual I done heard of since 1979. And to see him come from the bottom and his song, his raps is relevant and is meaningful, that's in a flow in itself. So I salute you all, you know, legends, to just bringing him out here, interviewing him. I salute that, right? Because there needs to be more of that, right?
Right.
As I informed you, I'm doing a documentary myself about my life, right? And just to show more brothers and sisters, like, this can really happen. This ain't nothing make-believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can research, go Google me, right? Find out the information, get some new information and change your mindset. Because the way you're going, 2 years from now, you're gonna be locked up in the penitentiary with them drugs and negativity, right? But doing this another way, right? And bringing all your resources together and collaborating people, they know you're doing something right, they're gonna help you. Your passion gonna bring you the money. My passion is giving back to the environment, giving back to my community. And I'm up here in Brooklyn giving back, right? I still got influence in Chicago, St. Louis, North Carolina, Washington, Baltimore. But it's all about, you know, what you bring, your substance and character, and you change the norm. I influenced these little brothers. I done got 7, 8 individuals telling me, man, I thank you. I started my own nonprofit organization because of you. You inspired me. We can't go get that from no Gucci store, Ferragamo, Sam's Club. This is official. This is something that, you know,
I hear you.
we producing. You know what I mean? So I love this. This is all I do. This is my life, right? I put my life on the line when I was involved in the gang culture. So since I didn't change the narrative and say, okay, I'm not involved in that culture, I'm involved, I still got love for these brothers and sisters, right? Make no mistake about it. A firefighter retire from a fire house, he's still gonna go there and get to a banquet to go to a dinner, right? So that's like with this. I'm showing these brothers and sisters, you can be all you can be, something different, right? Outside of the norm. I was in the penitentiary in 2008. A little baby walking past me is 2 years old with a shirt, you know, we can make a change. You know, yes, we can do that. So now here, Barack Obama is the president. Anything is possible, right? But if we keep on sitting back saying we minimizing ourselves that what we can't be, you know, then we're not gonna get that way. You ask me where I see myself at in 5 years. I see myself running my own television station, my own company, my own production company, right? Because I need to show and showcase brothers and sisters, right, in the utmost fidelity. Showcase what you're able to do. There's too many individuals holding doors and stopping individuals from getting to other doors, and once you got this type of establishment and able to showcase them, they get further. They get more attention. That brother been doing what he been doing for some years and grinding. I wouldn't be here if he wasn't relevant, if he didn't have that substance and character. I wouldn't be here if he didn't mean what he say. He mean what he say. And that's what I align myself with, individuals like that.
How do you feel about people that actually want to get involved with this? Is there anything that you can actually tell them? I mean, they don't have to be incarcerated. They could be on drugs. They could be domestic violence. and things like that. Can you actually tell them how to get involved with you and how to contact you?
Oh, yeah.
And let you know exactly, where you could be contacted. So give me your name and your email address if it's possible.
My name is Jarmain Merrit. You spell it Jarmain Merritt. My telephone number is area code 224-425-7632. My email address is Jarmain Merrit, 6565@gmail.com. My full name.
Okay. It's been a pleasure, man, to have you on my show.
It's been a pleasure being
And
here.
to share that wisdom with the people, man, because it takes a whole lot of us to try to get that message.
Make no mistake about it.
Is there anything else that you want to actually tell the viewers to sum it up before we actually go apart?
Yes, man. Let's just continue to make a difference in our communities and the communities abroad. Give these brothers and sisters opportunity to change the narrative. Salute.
Okay.
Salute my brother, Don.
Don is actually, when you hear that, what he actually told me that, he has a story through his music.
Yes.
And you have the story through being a person that's actually verbally telling it to other people.
Yes.
I think that's kind of cool, man, because that's like Batman and Robin trying to get a message through, man.
And I never looked at it like that to right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, really.
It's just like, yeah.
I believe that everything's in God's plan.
Make no mistake about it.
You know what I'm saying? And you know that when he's really working, because he's taking you abroad.
Yes.
I mean, and I'm very, 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 very flattered to have you on my show where you can actually share that wisdom to a lot of people. And so this has been another T-Lo video production. And I just want to leave you guys with this, change isn't hard, it's just something different. So I need you guys to think about that. Man, thank you for being on my show, man.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to tell you straight up, come again.
Make no mistake about it, we will.
Okay? So you guys stay tuned. Thank you.
All right.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house. It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.